Well, it's time. It's time for part 3 of that estate sale pickup. And we've got over 70 pounds of pennies to search today. Hey everyone, it's Rob Finds Treasure and welcome back to the channel. This is the video that I've been most excited to do ever since I picked up those estate sale coins. Obviously, the wheat pennies were a bust, and also obviously, even though we added a lot of silver to the collection, though silver was not that great either. But this I'm excited about. You never know what you can find in this much cents collected over probably 4, 5, or 6 decades. I'm pretty excited about this mostly because, like I said previously, when I looked in this jar and started pulling some out so I could lift it, I didn't see any Shield cents or 2009 cents. So I think everything's 2008 and earlier. And inside the jar was these 37 rolls or hand rolls of pennies. And I don't know if they rolled them up by decade. There's no dates or nothing on them. Or if they're just, we're starting to get them ready to cash into the bank and just never did it. Either way, we have got quite the hunt ahead of us. Take a quick peek in here. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. It looks like mostly copper and some 80s and 90s coins in really nice shape overall. But I think what we're going to do is, since we have 37 rolls here, we'll start with these 37 rolls. And since this one is either older or more odd, I guess, we probably can start with this one. So I'll probably start with this roll here. We'll hunt it, and then we'll just knock out the rolls and see where we're at as far as finds and as far as copper is concerned. It's going to be a lot of copper, I can already tell. Based on preliminary thoughts, we probably have a lot of coins from 1959 to like 1989 with some in the 90s. That's what it looks like at quick glance. But man, who knows? Who knows what's in here? There could be varieties, but most likely not better dates. I'm rambling. I'm excited. Let me get that roll opened up. We'll take a look at it together. Figured for this first roll, at least, I would open it with you guys since it looks so interesting. We'll see if this is an older roll or if it just happens to have tape on it that's messing it up. But let's just take a quick peek. This could actually take a lot longer than I thought. But let's just go ahead and get this tape off this roll. But looks like it's been in here for quite some time. The discoloration is just from the tape. Sorry, I'm excited, so I'm kind of speaking a little messed up, and it looks like it's all going to be copper. Looks like it's all going to be copper. Let me get this out of the way. Yeah, it looks like it's all copper. We'll have to take a quick peek in here and see what we got. All right, let's dump it out. Just a quick cursory glance. We're not going to scope all these for now, but yeah, this is all copper. This is all copper, and it looks like it's all from the 70s, 74, 73. There's a 64 in there. But yeah, looks like it's all copper. Like I said, the main part of this hunt is going to be looking for varieties on the coins that have better varieties. Obviously, I'm not going to look for every RPM, but any coin that has a good RPM, or if the coin's really nice like this and it has a lesser RPM, I'll probably look at that one too. A lot of 70s in here, a few 60s, but man, I'm excited to go through it. All right, wanted to do the first roll with you guys and take a peek at what we're looking at. Let me begin the hunt. As soon as I have a find, I'll bring it back. If I don't have any finds, I'll do periodic updates of what I found in these rolls. Well, we're on roll number 5 of the copper rolls. They've been all copper so far. And I thought I wouldn't find any wheat cents, but at the end of this roll, we're going to have 2. I have one facing me. It's a 1934 Philly, and another one reverse facing, and that's a 1955 Denver. So a couple of wheat cents in this roll that I wasn't expecting. We'll take it. Maybe there's more. Let's get back to the hunt for varieties and wheat cents, apparently. Well, we're now on roll number 16 of the hand rolls, and I did find a 1955 wheat cent a few rolls ago. I was waiting to find another one, and we just did. It's a 1942 Denver. So we have 4 wheat cents so far in the 16 rolls, But a quick side note, I checked all the wrappers and we have 5 different stamps on them. We have Jackson Lunchroom, Shepherd Lunchroom, Houston Lunchroom, Wilson Lunchroom, and Thomas Elementary School. So the person who saved these coins likely worked in the cafeteria at one of the schools locally, or maybe they just got these from a bank that happened to turn them in, or a school that turned them in, and then he picked them up. But either way, there are some stamps on some of those. There are no stamps on any of those. We'll get back to the hunt now. Still looking for varieties. Happy to find more Wheaties. Quick update, because we're almost done with the hand rolls. I have added a couple of more wheat cents in the last several rolls. A 1956 Philly, as well as a 1955 Denver. I'm going to finish up those hand rolls. I'll recap the finds so far of the hand rolls, as well as the side finds. All right, we finished all 37 rolls of hand-rolled only copper cents from 59 to 79. No 1980 or newer in those rolls. We did get a total of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wheat cents. And since the last update, we added a pretty nice 1945 as well as a 1952 Denver. So nice little surprise on the wheat cents. Unfortunately, no varieties yet, but those are rolled probably in the 70s because obviously nothing was from 1980 or newer. And the predominant number of copper cents in here was 73 to 79 and mostly Denver minted coins. As far as the side finds, we had 1 Canadian small cent from 1958, 4 1959s, 2 nice coins that I'm going to hold on to because I don't pull out the 70s too often, a 78 Denver and a 79 Denver. And we had a total of 6 1969 San Franciscos. Didn't have any in the first 20 rolls and then got 6 in the last, I guess, 17 rolls. So no varieties yet, but the main thing is this big jar right here. And I'm curious to see if we have any coins in the 2000s in here. But there's going to be a lot of nicer. There's a 2000 Denver. There's going to be a lot of nicer. There's a wheat cent already. Uncirculated coins in here. So I'll be curious to see what we have. And I'll probably just do handfuls at a time, checking for varieties, pulling out wheat cents, and giving you guys periodic updates. If we happen to get anything spectacular between now and the first update, I'll be sure to bring you guys back in. But seeing a wheat cent already in the first handful and seeing a lot of coins in the copper years, it's going to be a copper fest. I'll be back with the first update or first find as soon as I have one. Figured I'd bring you guys back in. I've done several handfuls, although it looks like I've not really made too much of a dent. We've got lots of side finds I'll cover in the wrap up. I even found a dime, and we're up to, what is this now? 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 wheat cents. 2007 was the most recent penny I have found in there until right now. In the last handful, we did find our first shield cent, 2015 Denver. So first one I've seen. That's all of the modern stuff right there. And the copper stuff is down there. All right, back after it. We're back with another update. We have 17 wheat cents on the board, and this handful is going to give me 2 more, including an oldie. First, the 1946 Philly. And take a look at this. No mint mark, but a 1926 Philadelphia as well, damaged. But I will still take it. That's the oldest one found so far. The side finds are adding up. Starting to see a little more of the modern non-copper, but the copper box is getting crazy. All right, back to the hunt. See if we can find some more goodies. Still just that 1 shield cent so far. We are back with another update. It's probably been about 2, maybe 2.5 hours since the last update. We now have 28 wheat cents on the board. Wasn't expecting this many. Probably going to get another 30 or 40 or 50 in the rest of the bin. But nothing old, which is why I haven't filmed anything. 1941 to 1958 and a couple of oldies that you saw in the beginning. The side finds are adding up. Starting to see a few more zinc cents. And I have found about 5 shield cents so far. Although the copper is just ridiculous. And we still have that left. Back to the hunt. We've got another update. I think I'm for sure now at least halfway done, if not more, with the penny jug, including the rolls. 33 wheat cents are on the board. Side finds are still stacking up, as well as some Canadians. I bring in, though, because we've got a miscellaneous find here, a 1980 Alaska State, or counterstruck Alaska State. And of course, we want to scope it for the DDO, which it does not have. I'll tell you right now, it's going to be tough to find some DDOs in here, mainly because there's just so many Denver coins. I've only scoped a handful of 1980Ps, 1972Ps, and things like that. But ever optimistic, we've got a lot more to go, and you never know what we're going to find. So let's get back to trying to find. An eternity later. It's been a few more hours later, and we are nearing the home stretch, probably about 15 to 20 rolls worth of pennies in there, maybe a little bit more, but either way, wanted to give you guys an update. We're up to 39 wheat cents on the board, so almost at 40. Starting to find some clad stuff near the bottom. Ironically, one of the dimes, the 1970 Denver, is a proof reverse dime. So our only variety so far is a dime variety, not a penny variety. Side finds are adding up. Starting to see a little bit more of the zinc stuff. The copper is getting super heavy. And yeah, you know, I'll give you guys a final thought on the hunt when I get to the end of it about why I think we're not finding varieties. Although, keep in mind, finding varieties is tough. So, that being said, let's get back to the hunt. Hopefully I'm back with another update and or a great find, but we are nearing the end, and yeah, no great finds just yet. Well, we're back with another update. Wheat cents are up to 41. No special finds since the last update, except for right now, searching through this handful of pennies. These are the copper cents. I've already put some of the zinc cents in the zinc cent bin, but under the scope, I've got a 61 Denver, and take a look at this. We found a variety, and a major one. A 1961 Denver FS 501. That's the D over horizontal D. And just for illustrative purposes, I brought a nice one up on PCGS, and you can see that right there. I already have a high-graded red example, but it's nice to see that we finally got a variety payoff in this jug. I said it earlier, you're not promised any varieties. They are tough to find. That's why they're worth money. And this one, even though it's brown and in decent shape, it's probably an AU 55 or 58 brown, probably a $7 to $12 coin. Not a lot of money, but still a cool find nonetheless. And our first penny variety of the hunt. I'll get it flipped up. We'll get back to the hunt, see if we find another one in the jar. Well, we did it. We finished the jug. For those that like numbers, the jug weighs 7 pounds. We had 11 pounds of zinc cents, including the weight of the clad. So 18 pounds was not copper. On the board, including all the copper, was 60 pounds of copper cents. Ridiculous. Now, I'll go ahead and give you a breakdown of what we got. But before I do that, a couple of notes that I wanted to cover in this wrap-up. I'm a little disappointed in the variety hunt. I thought we would see a lot more variety in the copper cents that we found, but the vast majority of them were in the 70s, where there's not a lot of major varieties. And of course, most of the coins are Denver minted coins, where there's also not a lot of varieties. I checked every coin that has a major variety based on its date and its mintage. We didn't scope, but maybe 20 1972Ps, maybe 10 71Ps. We only got 11 69Ss, and there was not a lot of the other dates other than 68 Denver. There was a ton of those. Couldn't find a 68D DDR. There was a bunch of 1966s. Couldn't find any of the 66 DDOs or the super rare 66 DDR. So a little bit disappointing that we didn't have a lot of 1980 copper cents, for example. We had a lot of 80 Denvers, but if we had a lot of 1980s, I'm certain I would have found a 1980 DDO or maybe even a 1982 copper DDO. But yeah, didn't find any of that. That being said, we did find a lot. There's a grand total of 42 wheat cents. We'll take that. I had quite the scare on this coin. If you look at it, I was like, what year is that? I put it under the scope, and it looked like a 1983 Denver for a second. I bounced it, sounded copper, I weighed it, 3.1 grams. But the problem is, if you take a closer look, it's actually a 1982 large date where the metal was pushed and turned, which made it look like it could be a 3. But anyone knows about the 3s on the Lincoln cents, they tail way down here. So we know it's a 1982 Denver large date copper cent. Just wanted to point that out. It gave me a little bit of a scare, and yeah, kind of exciting. We also got the oldest wheat cent of the jug, a 1926 Philly, and the second oldest was a 1934 Philly. So only 2 oldies out of the 42. We got that Alaskan State Counterstruck 1980 cent, which I checked, not the DDO. We did get 2 varieties. We got the 1970 Denver Proof Reverse dime in decent shape, probably worth $5 or $10. And then we got the 61D D over horizontal D cent variety FS 501, probably worth about $10. So that was the best or most exciting finds of the hunt. I'll tell you right now, we did good on Canadians. What is that? 3, 6, 9, 11 Canadians. The oldest one was a 1958, if I can pick it up. Right there. We got a 62 and a 64, and the rest from 1972 all the way up to 1999. There were a ton of 1959s. I had to stack them to make space. These are all the Denvers, and they're in stacks of 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 57 1959 Denvers, and 12 1959 Phillies. I did not scope these for the varieties because I have a big plan ahead with all my 59s to do a massive scoping. There were a lot of nice copper cents, especially from 1977 all the way to 1982. I could make a case to make several rolls out of here. I mean, if I just grab a random coin, this is a pretty nice 1980 Denver, but it has imperfections, as you can see. It has a few marks in the field above Liberty. I tried to just take the most problem-free coins and put them up here. We have a nice 62 Philly. That's not the most problem-free coin, but we don't see a lot of 62Ps in my hunts, and so I kept that one. 64 Denver, 64 Denver, 64 Denver, a couple of nice 66s right here, maybe 3 of them, and a 68D. None of them are varieties. The nicest 75 Denver, the nicest 77 Denvers. That one on top probably is not as nice as I thought. Bunch of 78 Denvers, 79 Denvers, 80 Denvers, 81 Denvers, and 82 Denvers. And of course, if I want to be really picky on some of these coins, there's a scratch before 19 on this one. But these were the best, or at least some of the best ones of the bunch. And yeah, I tried to be picky. Like I said, I could make a case to make a ton of rolls, but I don't need to do that. I keep the copper anyway. 1169s. I think we had 6 in the rolls that we opened, and then we had another 5 in that jug. So looks like this is probably a bunch of coins pulled out of circulation in the 70s. And just like my box hunts here locally, it's hard to find 69S's. Need to get some California jugs like that or some Northeast jugs like that for varieties. Again, this is all of the clad stuff, probably about $2.50 in there. And then we had a couple of miscellaneous pieces in the bottom of the jug. I know it was a little anticlimactic and a lot of you are waiting for this hunt, but this is penny hunting. We got a lot of goodies for the collection, but no major finds, and that's to be expected when basically it's just coins from circulation. Hopefully, despite the lack of amazing finds, you guys still enjoyed this last part of the estate sale hunt, the penny jug. If you did, you know I certainly would appreciate that thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching. Oh, you're still here? Well, I appreciate you watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, I decided to pick out a few more that I think you might enjoy, like that one right there or this one down here. Anyways, thanks for watching, happy hunting, and we'll see you in the next video.